In this video, we're going to be talking about how to enhance your confidence in your communication, how to deal with nerves and deal with anxiety. And in this particular video, we're going to be focusing on the mental framing. Now, I've been listening to a lot of specialists when it comes to personal development. Jim Rohn, who's a famous tutor or who influenced Tony Robbins, Zig Ziglar, Earl Nightingale, and all these three individuals, all from the 20th century, well before many of our modern individuals in the self-help or personal development industry, they all put a lot of focus on the mental framing. One key tip I've learnt is that on self-accountability. So, if I look at myself and I wonder, I'm not good at speaking, I'm a bad speaker, I'm nervous, I'm anxious, what I've benefited is really focusing on the self-accountability, which means I can blame so many things. I can blame the school system or the education system for not teaching the useful life skills such as finance and communication skills and sales and so many skills which are important in day-to-day life. I can lament and woe about the school system, about the education system. I can complain about the teachers I had. But really, I should be focusing on myself. I need to hold myself accountable. Maybe that is true that the school system wasn't good, or you didn't have good teachers, or the curriculum didn't teach you how to speak well or speak with confidence. But you can't change that. What you can change, though, is yourself. So focus on self-analysis and self-accountability. What can I do to change where I am now? If I make the changes now, where would I be in 6 months? In a year, in 5 years? Surely if I put the time in now, practicing, putting the effort in, I would be much better in a year and 5 years' time. Now I can say, oh, maybe I should have learned this when I was in my early 20s, when I was in my teens. Yes, as they say, the best day to start was yesterday, but the second best day is now. You can't change the past, but you can focus on today and the future. So focus on your current self and what you can change about yourself. And when it comes to your communication, your confidence, your expertise in a particular subject, there's so much you can change. You can change your voice, you can change your confidence, you can learn the theory, you can put in the practice, and you'll see with practice, with effort, investing in yourself, you can work on this skill, just like you can work on any other skill. It's important to know that some people are better than others. You may have a natural ability to speak well, to be confident, to be extroverted. And you may not. Many people don't. So someone with a natural ability, maybe they can acquire this skill a lot quicker, a lot easier. But you can too. It may not be with the same amount of time. You might have to put more hours in, more effort in, but you can improve. You can get to that high level. But you need to focus on self-accountability. What can I improve about myself? How can I design my daily schedule, my weekly schedule, my goals to focus on this particular area? The second area I've really benefited when it comes to these influential individuals in personal development is focusing on planning your day and prioritizing your goals. So for instance, Earl Nightingale, he mentions you should just spend a considerable amount of time each day focusing on your daily schedule, on your goals, and just jotting down on a piece of paper, what things could you change to make things better, to improve your goals, to improve your life, to improve your habits. Just mind mapping and noting things down. And often when I did this exercise, I found there'd be things such as waking up earlier, planning my day, maybe having a coffee earlier so I'm feeling more energetic, going to bed early, removing distracting apps, removing social media or limiting them, planning my goals, planning my day, prioritizing what comes first. These are really important habits to develop and instill in yourself. When you're working on your communication, you're working on your confidence, you're working on your career, you want to be making sure you have smart goals which are specific, which are measurable, which are achievable, which are relevant to what your goal is, realistic, and which are time bound. You have a specific target in mind. And to work on these goals every day, every week, And if you're failing to achieve your goals, if you're failing those daily steps which are getting you closer to your goals, then you know you need to change something about yourself, about your habits, about your schedule. That's the second really profound thing I benefited from. The last point I really benefited from was your mental framing. Earl Nightingale frequently talked about this, the self-talk, telling yourself you can do this, believing in yourself. Now, at first glance, it may sound all sort of wishy-washy, huffy-puffy, looking in front of the mirror saying, I can do this. That doesn't really change anything. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is to have the mental framing that you are capable of achieving your goals. You can change from what your situation is now. Maybe you are a bad speaker. Maybe you're not very confident. Maybe you're not a great communicator. You can't deliver speeches in front of large audiences. But you can change. You can get better. You can put the time in, mentally framing, saying, I identify as someone who's a great communicator, as someone who's very confident, as someone who's not nervous. So change your mental framing. Don't frame yourself as a negative person, as someone who's, I can't do this, I'm a bad this, I'm a bad communicator, I'm a poor this, I'm a poor that. Instead saying, I'm a confident person, I'm an articulate person, I'm someone who's going to try every single day, I'm a communicator who practices every single day. That third thing, the mental framing, is perhaps one of the most important tips. So give these tips a go. Let me know what you think. Share your ideas and your experience in the comments.